Chris, do you want to talk a little bit about the history of light lifting?
Absolutely. And first of all, thanks to everybody who, on all the ships at sea who have joined us today. We really appreciate it. So our view of the world is that before legalization, and I'm sure a lot of you have experience from before legalization, we believe that virtually everyone moved lights. In their small grows, they took the time to make sure that everything was 100% perfect, that every light was exactly the place that it needed to be on top of every plant. And in fact, we've learned as we've gotten into this business that people were buying lift and store lifts from out of business Sears and Kohl's stores and putting them up in pole barns and using them to move lights. So we have a pretty good feeling that this was something that was done pretty normally and routinely. And then came legalization and the pressure to scale the business, to figure out how to manage labor and cost of goods and fertilization and lighting and everything else that had to go into scaling from a couple hundred square feet to 25, 30, 50, 100,000 square feet. And during that scale up, labor becomes intense, and it's likely that you ran out of time to do some of the things that you knew were right and that you always did. And this is, as we've talked to growers, this has been their experience. As they've tried to scale, they had to leave certain things behind. And one of the things you left behind was the ability to move lights, partially because we believe there was no commercially available at scale method to do it. So the lighting companies jumped in and they said, look, we can solve this problem. Just put more lights in. If you just put more lights in and create this canopy of bright lights and just pour dollars and energy into this, you can solve the problem of getting the right amount of energy to the plant and make up for any fact that that might have been missing. And if the plant grows too tall, you can always dim the lights back a little bit so that you don't burn the plant. So we'll solve the problem by applying too much light when the plant is small and then dialing back the light when the plant is a little bit bigger. Consultants also got on this bandwagon and said, you know what, it's not cost effective to move lights by hand, so we recommend you not do it and just put more lights in. And the question we ask growers is, well, that's wonderful if you can give the lighting bill to consultants or give the lighting bill to the guys who manufacture lights. And as we've talked with lighting manufacturers, we found a lot of sympathetic folks who believe what we believe, that customers should pay for what they get. They should get the right amount of product. They should get the right amount of things in the right place at the right time. And so that's where we come from in this position, that we're giving you back something that you didn't have because you couldn't have it at scale. So if that sounds like you, that's where we come in. Our mission is to provide cost-effective lighting systems, light moving systems to any grower in our universe. And that's any planet. We'll go anywhere. We'll ship these things to wherever it needs to be. We also believe that as regulations increase and you come under more scrutiny from OSHA and state regulatory bodies, that those folks are going to ask your folks not to be on ladders. This happened to our customers in Canada, where Health Canada came in and said, it's unsafe for people to be on ladders. What you're doing on a ladder is unsafe. You've got 2 feet on the ground, 2 hands in the air. And the only safe way to use a ladder is with 3 points of contact. If you've ever painted a ceiling, like I just did, you realize that it's impossible to do that with one hand, unless you're kind of a crab guy. So as regulations come in, we're also here to help you ease those pieces and overall perform a labor saving operation with you, as well as giving you that ability to lovingly move your lights.